June the 5th, an absolutely phenomenal fight between Jack Caterall and Harlem Eubank is coming up. So I'm going to predict it quite quickly. My gut instinct on this is, although I'd like to say Caterall all day based on his experience, I'm getting vibes that this feels like a Scott Quigg versus John O'Carroll fight, where you've had a guy who's been robbed in a fight, come back, beat him in a debatable with the Josh Taylor fiasco, beat Regis Prograis but got clipped also a few times in that, and had a very hard fight against Barbosa Jr., beat Foley in the middle of that. Whereas Harlem Eubank is pretty much the same age and he's a late bloomer, and he's now finally showcasing his skills, be it against a tough Irish fighter in his last fight, who's not on the level of Jack Caterall. But my instinct on this is that I think Harlem Eubank's going to light him up. And this is honest. I don't really like to just be biased if it's a boxer from the area, whatever. I'm not just going to go Caterall all day because that suits the, and you know, the analysis that suits the mood. Caterall's hometown fight. I think this is a dangerous fight for Jack Caterall coming off a loss against Barbosa Jr. I just feel like this fight, I think the timing might be out here. I think really it's a bad fight. A domestic fight sells, but when you're thinking about trying to sell a fight for the money and you could fight anyone, listen, he's taking a challenge against a frigging dangerous opponent. Now, Harlem Eubank has not fought anybody of calibre to say that he's ready to fight a guy of Jack Caterall's experience who has fought everyone. O'Hara Davis, Josh Taylor, Jorge Linares, top operators on the way, and some of the fighters he's beat. I mean, Foley wasn't really a class operator, but he was still a good fighter. Regis Prograis was, but he was on the way out, and but still a great win. I'm worried about this fight. My gut instinct, in all honesty, is that I feel like Harlem Eubank showcases the power, skills, and timing that are really going to Jack Caterall's going to struggle with, I believe, in this fight. I think Caterall can win. If he fights well, he fights his best. He can get into a brawl with him at any point. He does it just as hard. But I feel like it's just a case of the pacing in this, and the round stealing fighters tend to do against Caterall when he takes the laps. And even though he has the skills, he has the footwork, he has the jab, he has the timing, he has the great timing with the counters, I just feel like Harlem Eubank's going to have all that in this fight. I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling that this was a bad move. It's never a bad move. It's a gamble. It's a risk. You're fighting a fighter with a lot of skills, a lot of speed, a lot of accuracy in Harlem Eubank. And although we're going to find out if Harlem Eubank got it. I believe he does. And I can't be biased just because I'm from Manchester. I can't say, yeah, Caterall all day and show bias. I have to use my head here. And my gut instinct when I saw that poster, Warrior Code, it's not just about Warrior. I just feel like this is Harlem Eubank's time. And when Scott Quigg fought John O'Carroll, I had the same feeling. It just feels like a fight after a loss against a fighter coming up. It's a good domestic fight. The levels will be different, but we'll only know on the night. We don't know now who's got the levels, who's got the experience, who will the experience show. If the experience shows, then Caterall wins. But I think Harlem Eubank has the skills to negate this. He doesn't have any of the experience, but it feels like a bad fight. And that was my impulse, was as soon as I saw the poster, Harlem Eubank's going to win. How? Possible point or possible stoppage. I think this one could be a little too soon after the Barboza fight to just go straight in against a guy who, you know, has just got an electrifying, dominating knockout against a guy who's a lot taller. Now, that has nothing to do with how he's going to cope with Jack Caterall. However, I do feel like if it's a chance for him to get Caterall, it's a good time for him to step up. And if there's a chance for Caterall to take a risk, I'd say it's a bad time. That's my feeling. Put it in there. I'm hoping Jack Caterall wins. I want him to. But favouritism aside, my head is telling me that Harlem Eubank will have the skills in this fight, and whether he has the experience or not, we'll only know on the night. But you got to go with your gut feeling on it. I just think like the fresher, he's had a little bit of a layout now, and it's all on him. No eyes are on Jack Caterall in this one. This is all on Harlem Eubank to prove what he's got. And I think he passes the test. I think the timing will be with him. The freshness will be with him. The experience won't, but that will be negated by the will. And I just think he's got something about him which shows he can punch deadly and is instinctive. Caterall's not known for being he can stop fighters, but usually not more of a 12-round sort of fighter, accumulation. This could be levels too much, but I don't think it will be on the night. I think the step up and the timing, I always say it suits Harlem Eubank in this fight. It's the gut instinct I got. And when you get the gut instinct, usually it's not wrong. I think it all comes down to freshness and timing. John O'Carroll was a lot bigger at the time when he fought Scott Quigg, but Scott Quigg was coming off some bad losses, like brutal fights and taking a lot. And you just wonder now with Caterall, he's only lost one really, the Taylor fight aside, the first one. We know he got robbed. Barboza Jr. is a different prospect to Harlem Eubank, but Harlem Eubank is flashily fast, accurate, destructive, and whether the experience counts or not, I think it will in this fight. That's my opinion. Get your opinion in, guys. Tell me, am I talking mad? Is Caterall too experienced? That's the narrative I wanted to take. I think Eubank can step up to the plate, in all honesty, and he has that in him to beat Jack Caterall. It's a skill versus skill. One is more experienced, but I think one will step up to the plate, and it will be Harlem Eubank unless he doesn't know how to handle it. I think he's got the character and he's got the skills to back it up. A dangerous fight, and I think he comes out on top in this one. Peace. And I don't want to say it, but I've got to be honest. I think my honest opinion is Harlem Eubank wins this fight. Get your comments in. It could be a unanimous, but I think or a stoppage late on. Peace. Get your comments in, guys. Tell us what you think. I don't want to do it. I want Caterall to win, but sometimes you've got to go with your head, and my head is telling me that Harlem Eubank has what it takes. Peace.